Hey, 30-minute marketers. Today's video, we're going to talk about the secret to success with affiliate marketing. So before we get started, if you're new to the channel, of course, I'm Gary Baker, and I'm here to show you how to do more to market your message in less time. To do that, click on the link below to learn a simple and effective step-by-step blueprint and strategy to start your own online business today. Be sure to click the subscribe button or ring the bell for notification of future videos. And remember, it's not about faster, it's about focus. And like I said, today's focus is about success and becoming an success with affiliate marketing. And to do that, I would like to present to you the idea or two concepts. The first concept being think tiny, and the other concept about time, how to use time and the fact that time is on your side. And to do that, I'm going to jump into a niche that is rather large that you may or may not know anything about, but I'm sure you've seen the example before. But I think it's really good. It's a really good niche to use to explain the concept and how these concepts will work for you if you put them into action. Again, that's think tiny and time. Be sure to stay to the end of the video to fully understand what I mean by these two concepts. And with that, let's jump over to the computer and take a look at this niche.
Okay, so here we are taking a look at the niche I was talking about earlier, and we're going to do that at survivallife.com. So we're talking about the survival niche or the prepper niche. There's a couple different things to call this niche, but survival and prepper is the basic idea here. Now this site, Survival Life, if you don't know, if you take a look at it here, they do have affiliate products as well as some of their own products to include physical products. But the point being here, this is probably the biggest survival prepper site out there. Now this is not owned by an individual. This is actually owned by Ryan Deiss from Digital Marketer. And as you can see, this blog or authority site generates 1 million in sales every month, and it's growing. Okay? Now here's the concept. If you go to Neil Patel's site, Uber Suggest, and you look up survivallife.com, you are going to see the number of organic keywords, the monthly traffic, and the domain score, and a number of backlinks, and you're going to immediately look at this site and think, look at all the keywords this is ranking for, look at the top SEO pages, look at the positions for the SEO keywords, and you're going to think, this niche, there's absolutely no way I can compete in this niche. And yes, you would be correct if you're thinking big. If you're thinking that you're going to start your own survivalist blog and it's going to be the biggest authority site and compare with survivallife.com, you are correct. You're not going to compete. This is where the concept think tiny comes in, as well as time. So let me explain. We're going to look here at a few of the SEO keywords, and we're going to really dig into this niche a little bit based upon the information that Neil Patel's tool Uber Suggest has given us. We're going to look at raccoon deterrent, which is not necessarily, in my opinion, survivalist or prepper, but it is something that they've written about. It has a good amount of volume, and they are ranking here, according to this tool, in position number 1, and you can see the estimated number of visits. The other one we're going to look at is primitive survivalist, as well here 1 and about the same number of estimated visits. Okay, so we're simply going to hop over to Google and look for these and see what's going on. The first one being raccoon deterrent. So we go to raccoon deterrent, and of course here you'll see that in this case Uber Suggest tool wasn't 100% correct, and it's not always going to be the case that if you look something up on Uber Suggest, as with any other keyword tool, your Google results aren't always going to be the same depending on your location and your interests and all kinds of other things on the back end of the algorithm. But the point here being raccoon deterrent shows up here what is the best method for raccoon control. And as you can see here, there's an article here, and then there's an Amazon product, then there's a wildlife type website. But the point is, this is a keyword that you could possibly rank for if you were to talk about raccoon deterrent as it specifically relates inside of what you perceive to be the survivalist niche. what you think. Of course, this depends on if you're in this niche, so you would have to do the research. You would need to be thinking tiny as far as your audience. The key here when you're talking about think tiny is you're thinking about the one person that is looking for raccoon deterrent and what they're thinking when they're thinking about raccoon deterrent. So, for example, if you're here on Google and you raccoon deterrent, you have natural spray lawns plants by Critter Picker, homemade spikes here, camping. Now when you look at raccoon deterrent camping, this leads you into the audience that you're looking for, your audience based upon a camping trip, but this could also dig more into the survivalist prepping niche because it's based around camping, which as a survivalist or a prepper, you're going to want to know more about camping. Most likely, again, you're going to be doing the research for yourself inside this niche. I'm just using this as an example. The next one was primitive survivalist, which is definitely has something to do with the survivalist and prepper niche. So we just go to Google and we look at primitive survivalist, and as you can see here, there's a website, basisgear.com, and I want to focus on this being the #1 site because what I want to do is I want to go back to Neil Patel's tool, and I want you to understand and how to think tiny and understand that time is on your side. So we go back to Uber Suggest and we put in basisgear.com. As you can see here, there's no data to display as far as organic keywords. But if you keep scrolling down, you're going to see something interesting here. You're going to see top SEO pages, and then you're going to keep scrolling down, and you're going to see something interesting here, 34 primitive survival skills all survivalists should know, and you're going to see estimated visits and backlinks. So they do have ranking pages. So this site, while it has no data to display to compare with the data that you see for survivallife.com, the point is this site in this niche is ranking #1 for this keyword inside of the actual Google search. Step outside of the keyword tool and actually go to Google and ask the question. This leads you to the concept of thinking tiny. And you can take the thinking tiny and the concept of time, and you can move over to a platform like YouTube, and you can do the same thing here, raccoon deterrent. And then you're going to see here that there's actually videos about raccoon deterrent and how to repel raccoons. Of course, your raccoon deterrent video, if you're in the prepper and survival niche, is going to be very specific and targeted to raccoon deterrent as it pertains to the survivalist and prepper niche. So you're going to think tiny to connect with your audience, with the audience that you're going after on YouTube. So don't get caught up again in the fact that survivallife.com is this huge website that you never can compete with. You're not trying to compete with survivallife.com. You're using survivallife.com as an example of what can happen if you think tiny and use time to grow your site and your audience in this specific niche that you've chosen, which again, as the example, is survivalist and prepper niche. Okay? The other one that we Googled was primitive survivalist. Let's go over to YouTube and look at primitive survivalist. As you can see here, you're going to have the same thing. You're going to have videos made about how to survive, solo survival. Okay? And you're going to see some big channels here. But again, you're going to think about how you can come up with content that is unique and targeted to your audience. And you're going to think tiny. You're going to think about time, okay, and how this fits into the overall strategy. And let me remind you what our overall strategy here is. Our overall strategy is to build a YouTube channel, drive traffic to your website. From your website, have affiliate products. In this case, we're talking about affiliate marketing primarily to your products or to affiliate products, and then capture those leads inside your email autoresponder. And then later on, after you use time to build up that audience, you're going to then expand out into other social media and other forms of traffic. But the case here is think tiny. Think about the strategy of using YouTube. Think about the strategy of building your website based upon the keywords that you can find using a tool such as Ubersuggest and survivallife.com inside the tool, and going and looking at the SEO keywords and then doing your research using Google. Then moving over and using YouTube and thinking about how you can target these keywords and create content that is specifically targeted to your audience, again, to build out your YouTube channel, your website, and then drive traffic from your website to affiliate products. This is the concept of thinking tiny. Now let me explain completely the concept, just like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, of time. So we covered thinking tiny, and thinking tiny is not about being small and not wanting to grow and being the biggest and the best that you can be inside of your market, but it is thinking about how to specifically target and build your own audience. Think tiny. You're not going to be survivallife.com straight out of the gate. It's impossible. Even Survival Life wasn't the biggest, baddest survival niche site until they built the content, until they put in the work and they used time, and time was on their side. So let me explain what time is. Time, T-I-M-E, time. So start with the T. We're talking about target market, talking about target message, we're talking about target media. So your target market in this case are people that are interested in prepping and survival. Your target message is the message that you want to convey, what's important. In this case, raccoon deterrent during prepping, primitive survivalist keys. Okay, primitive survivalist. Understand, what does a survivalist do? Where is primitive survival tool from? These keys that you're looking for. This is your target message, your target media. In this case, you're online, but we're thinking specifically for YouTube. Creating a YouTube channel, targeting our videos, making our videos the best that we can be, making our videos real with good information. T for time. T, target market, target message, target media. I, invest. Invest in yourself. Invest in your business. Just like survivallife.com, if you were to go back to the website, if you were to go back to Digital Marketer, where he or Digital Marketer, Ryan Dye specifically, he puts a note here. This site was new in a market where I'm far from a household name. That's Ryan Dye speaking. In fact, my name wasn't anywhere to be found on the site, so if you think I was able to leverage my brand, think again. I was starting off cold, just like you. So he invested time and money into building a blog to create an authority site that he wasn't 100% that he could actually be successful in. But he invested in himself. He invested in his business. He invested the time and effort into giving it a go to see if it would work. M for mindset. Having the right mindset. Again, understanding that you need to think tiny. You need to put in the time. You need to understand and think long term. I'll put a card here in the corner where you can watch a video on mindset, and we talk about mindset here on the channel. The mindset of thinking long term. Moving on to E. E stands for every day. Put in the time every day. Put in the effort every day. Show up every day to your business. Show up every day and put in the work. Time. T, target market, message, media. I, invest in yourself, invest in your business. M, mindset. The mindset to do it, to try. E, every day. Do this every day. That's how you succeed. That's how, for example, Digital Marketer was able to test and put in the time to create a successful blog that has grown to $1 million per month in sales using an effective, simple strategy such as building a niche site, In this case, we talked about ranking for keywords in Google when you build your site. We talked about building a YouTube channel, thinking tiny, thinking about specifically our target market, our target audience, and using the niche research that we put together to build videos, drive traffic to our website, and then have that traffic go over to our products, our affiliate products, and of course understanding and knowing everything that we can about the niche that we're in. And your niche being the problem and the solution for the specific people that have that problem, that are looking for that solution. In this case, talking about preppers and survivalists as the example. A huge niche with tons and tons of blogs and authority sites, but none of them started as the biggest and the baddest in the niche. They all started from nothing. In your case, if this is you, just like you. So again, think tiny, and time is on your side. Again, that's what time stands for right there. Just think tiny and think time. These are the concepts. This is the strategy. This is what you have to do to make this work.
All right, we're back. So I think you can tell after looking at that niche and really digging into the niche, and you probably at the beginning, once you saw what the niche was, and inside the survivalist niche, you were probably thinking, wow, there's no way in the world I can tackle a niche that size. But just remember, as I walk through the examples, and as I talked about think tiny, and I talked about how to use time and how time is on your side, and how to think about the time that you have and the time that you're going to spend when you really dig into a niche as an affiliate marketer, how you can use these two concepts, think tiny and time, to succeed as an affiliate marketer. All right, so be sure and leave me a comment if you believe in these concepts, if you think these concepts can work for you, and if you're willing to try. I would love to hear in the comments about those two concepts or anything else you have on your mind about this video. And with that, I'll say don't forget again to hit the 30-minute timer here, subscribe, check out all the awesome videos here on the end screen. Oh yeah, don't forget that link in the description about a simple and effective step-by-step blueprint. Start your own online business today. And with that, I'll talk to you later. Bye.